I start nursing school soon, and I genuinely don't know if I'm in over my head or not. Part of me feels like I'm ready, and then the other part of me feels like I might have picked something way out of my range of capabilities. Especially being autistic, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle everything that comes with it. I originally picked nursing because there are a lot of things that I like about it and that attracted me to it. It's like I really like the human body and medicine, and learning about that is really interesting to me. I also like the schedule. I think 3 longer shifts is much more preferable than working 5 days a week. I think that, they have a lot of job security and the pay is pretty good and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that attracted me to it. But the thing that really has me overwhelmed is like, I don't know how my brain and my body is going to react to being in that type of environment. I hear a lot about, people's experiences in nursing school and working as a nurse, and it really kind of scares me. For one, people's lives are literally going to be in my hands every single day. And, if that doesn't scare you, then you probably should not go to nursing school. But that's scary. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, I'm there to help people. That's a lot of pressure. It's also a really fast-paced environment, which I prefer once I'm used to what I'm doing. I'd rather something be fast than like having really slow work day, because it makes the time go by a lot faster. Um, but that's once I'm used to it. And then you have the social dynamics and, working with coworkers, and while I'm still in school, like clinicals, and, I've heard a lot about, people's experiences with like bad clinical instructors, and trying to work with nurses that don't want student nurses. And it's so many factors that like I just don't know what's gonna happen. And then with clinicals, I worry that I was just talking about this. I worry about like the expectations for me, like during the clinical, isn't clear. Like that's a big worry for me, because I'm not super great at like picking up hidden like expectations and stuff like that, being that I'm autistic. So it's like, I hope that, it's not like, you're just supposed to know how to act or anything like that, and like the things that you're supposed to be doing. And I plan on asking for an accommodation for that, because like I have a medical like diagnosis and everything, so I can ask for accommodations. But I just hope like that isn't going to be a problem. Probably the biggest thing I worry about is burnout. If I, make it through the program and I start working as a nurse and stuff like that, burnout is like a huge risk for anybody that's going into nursing. Like nurses have huge burnout, and I have experienced burnout myself, like when I was working full-time at an Amazon warehouse, and I don't want to go back to that. So like that's a big worry for me, especially, going into a career that already experiences a lot of burnout. It's like I don't want to feel like I'm signing myself up to fail, or to just put myself in a worse situation than I'm in now. But at the same time, it's like it's something that I really want to do and that I feel interested in and called to do. I think my biggest fear with like being in a work environment is like having bad interactions with my coworkers, or having coworkers that don't like me. Because I have like experienced that before when I was working at Amazon. I had like managers and stuff, and like I've heard people even like talk about me when they thought I couldn't hear them because I had headphones on, but I could still hear them. And it's like I think that like really has stuck with me, and I don't want to have to like deal with that again. Also, if I'm being honest, I've always had a pretty good time like getting through school, like academically. I never really struggled in school. And that's just being honest, not like trying to brag, but it's like I worry that I'm not gonna be able to keep that up, because I know I'm gonna have to work on my study habits. I did pretty good like studying for my TEAS test to get in. I only had a week to prepare for the test, because I didn't know like when the testing was. Nonetheless, I studied for like a week. I passed my test the first try, and that's how I became a candidate for the school. It's still scary though. Like, I worry that I'm not gonna be able to keep up academically, even though I have done well in school in the past. But this is a whole different level, and it's worrisome. I don't, you hear about how people that have done well in school, they get to a point where the curriculum is hard enough to where they can't keep up going through classes how the way they were, and they start doing terrible in school. And I worry about that. It's like, I don't know. If you're autistic, then like you understand the fear and also how it feels to be overwhelmed and out of your capacity, like in school environments and work environments and stuff like that. I do experience like being overwhelmed like pretty easily sometimes. Like, I recently had to quit a job that I only have for like a week and a half because that environment just was not for me. It was, super chaotic and unorganized, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. And it's not that I haven't done fast environments before. It was just something about that specific environment that didn't work for me for whatever reason. And it's like, I don't know like how my body and my brain is gonna react to being in nursing school, clinicals, working as a nurse yet. And there's no way for me to find out until I really like get to that point. So it's like, I feel like I'm going in kind of blind and I don't know what's gonna happen. And I have to, it's gonna be in public, I'm gonna have people in my class, I'm gonna have instructors, things like that. And if I fail, it's like, everybody's gonna see me failing. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. It's such an internal conflict for me because it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. It's something I really want to do. Like, this is my first choice. I was about to go to this specific school when I first graduated high school, but I got scared and I didn't do it that time. And I went to school for software engineering, and I did that for about a year until I started trying to change my major last summer. Before I burnt out, I was actually about to start trying to go to nursing school where I was living at. Then I burnt out and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I probably won't be able to handle it, whatever. And now I'm back to, trying to go down this path because it's something that I keep coming back to because I really want to do it. And like, I'm really like interested in it. It's something I care about and I'm passionate about. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know if my limitations are gonna hold me back with this career, but it's like I need to find out because I know that it's not gonna leave me alone. Like, I started thinking about this like a long time ago. I went to this trip for students that were interested in medical careers and stuff like that way back in like 8th or 9th grade. It's like, this is something that's been on my mind for a long time, and I just have to follow through and see like how it's gonna go. I can't let that stop me from trying. It's like, worst case scenario, I'm still young, I can find something else that I can do, and it's not gonna be too much time wasted. You know what I mean? So it's worth it for me to try because it could work out. You know what I mean? So why not give myself that chance?